So we're gonna get our acceleration here with the Grand Cherokee L. Snappy. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee L Altitude. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Crosser here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Grand Cherokee L. This one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. They also just got a massive shipment of new vehicles from the Dodge Ram Jeep, and well, not actually the Chrysler brand, sadly, but they have a bunch of vehicles in inventory, so definitely check them out. If you have any questions whatsoever, just ask for Ryan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time by the next time purchase car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 295 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. Let's go over the front end of the Grand Cherokee L Altitude. So I love this particular red color, by the way. It just looks so cool on the Grand Cherokee. You have the large flat hood, and then you guys can see how it kind of falls down off either side. Notice the grill's all blacked out, the Jeep logo's all blacked out, and then we have the cool orange daytime running lights here with the LED headlamps, and then all the trim down here is also all blacked out as well. And that's kind of the Altitude theme, right, is to black out a bunch of the elements so that it contrasts and just makes it look sporty. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 265 50 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then notice how the wheels are also all blacked out as part of this Altitude package. Now with this package, you get the standard suspension, as you can see. Notice with the fender flares, how those are also all blacked out, and you can see how it's all blacked out trim there on the side. And then also the Grand Cherokee logo. Mirror caps blacked out, and here is your full side view. Now here's our key fob for the Grand Cherokee L. We've got our unlock function or lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. So we'll press that a couple times and that will pop this bad boy right open. Now popping inside, we got some storage space underneath there, 12 volt here. And then for the seats, you can just literally just do that latch and then throw it forward. And then when you want to bring it back, you have this nice strap here on the back, which you can pull it forward, and then you do have to pull up the headrests yourself manually. And yeah, other than that, I guess I will show you guys back down seat, the storage space with the seat down, so you guys have a better idea with that. And then just press that, and that'll lower the hatch back down. Boom. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, we've got the signature Grand Cherokee taillights here. Jeep logo there in the center, and then our L 4x4 badge down below. Parking sensors here at the bottom portion, and there you go. Here's the door panel in the rear. Notice with the darker trim here at the top, and you can see the padding and stitching down below. And then here are these seats with the Altitude package. Is pretty cool. You've got really nice soft padding. Then notice with the inserts there in the center portion, then we do have our little adjustment there for the seat. And then popping in, legroom's great. There's your headroom. Notice we have a vent here on the side, and then you guys can see the little storage space right there. We do have our climate control here for the rear, single zone climate in the rear, USBs, and then we have the power outlet down below. And then you guys can see with the rear seats, they're just as nice as the second row, and then they do have some USB ports and a little cup holder. Headroom's great. Now this segment of SUV, legroom is not the greatest. If you want tons of legroom, you got to jump up to like a Wagoneer, for example, just that size category. But anyways, let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. Notice again with the darker trim here, and then the padding and stitching down below. All of our window controls, the front two are automatic, and then our mirror adjustments. And then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Here's the front seat. Notice again with the inserts there in the center portion. Again, power adjustments there on the side. And here's the pedal layout. And then you got like the hood latch release. That's hard to say, hood latch release. And then our light controls right there. Let's pop in. Here's the steering wheel for the Grand Cherokee L. We got really nice padding all around. We have our contrasted stitching there on the center portion, again with the dark metallic gray trim. We do have our cruise control and then adaptive cruise control as well. Paddle shifters here on the back for that 8-speed automatic if you want to shift the gears yourself. And then there are radio controls on the back. Controls for the center stack, turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and there's steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. So first off, we can scroll through some different menus here to see different bits of info on the Grand Cherokee. Pretty standard stuff. Most modern vehicles have something like that. We do have a sport mode, which we can just press the button there, and apparently it freaks out the camera, but pretty straightforward with that, and there you go. Now here at the top, we got a bunch of controls. So auto stop start, lane departure, stability control. That's for your hazard lights, parking sensor, and then for the sport mode. And then here is the infotainment screen. So first off, we pop it into reverse. We do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And you got a zoom function with that camera as well. Shortcut bar here at the bottom, and you guys can see with the response time is absolutely fantastic. Dual zone climate here for the front, heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Down below we've got our analog controls here for the radio, and then also for the climate system and for the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. And then we can press this tab right here. You gotta have like the magic touch. I think it's like right there. We go. We do have a, well, it's covering it up, wireless phone charging pad, and then you've got some USBs, and when you're done you can just click it back. We have our dial shifter here, which is kind of like a hallmark of the new Grand Cherokee. A couple cup holders, center console, plenty of storage space, and then glove box. Now it's darker trim here, and then you've got the stitching there on the dash, manual mirror dimmer, and then nothing to really go over at the top. Here's our window sticker for the Grand Cherokee L Altitude. So you guys can see the base price there, $43,000. And then we do have some options added to it, including the 22B package, which is the Altitude package. And then we got the trailer package added to this as well. $50,990 is the total MSRP. We have a 5-year 60,000 mile on the powertrain, and then a 3-year 36,000 mile on the basic warranty. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's quickly talk about visibility before we set off. Here's the visibility over the hood. Both mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Off in the Grand Cherokee L. Now, I'm driving this back-to-back with a standard Grand Cherokee, so I'm going to be able to tell you guys if there's actually like a perceivable ride quality difference. And, you know, we'll talk about the benefits of getting the L over the regular Grand Cherokee. Now I can tell you right off the bat, this definitely does feel like it rides just slightly smoother compared to a standard Grand Cherokee. So having the little bit of a longer size, or larger vehicle I should say, man, apparently I can't talk, so we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen, but you guys get the point, right? This is a little bit bigger, and so it rides a little bit better. That's pretty typical. Now, aside from that, seat comfort's great. I really like the seats in this Altitude package because they stay relatively neutral temperature-wise. Now, it would be awesome if they were air-conditioned, but it's fine that they're not. Other than that, though, they're just comfortable. They've got good padding on them, and I think that they've done a good job overall with these seats. And yeah, overall, it's comfortable. No, I mean, there's some differences definitely between this and the regular Grand Cherokee, but it's not a huge amount. This just feels like slightly bigger, but driving them back to back, you can actually perceive the size difference between both the vehicles. And this might feel just a little bit slower too. And it's very, very minimal, but there is a slight difference. That is interesting. Love the steering with the Grand Cherokee. It's just so like relaxing. It's pretty direct, but it's also just, it's light enough that you're just like, I can just chill. That's a cool looking R8. Wow. It's definitely a wrap, but still cool. Okay, so we're gonna get our acceleration here with the Grand Cherokee L. Snappy. That's for sure. Wow, that's solid. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually any slower than the regular Grand Cherokee. It feels pretty close with both of them. But summing things up, so in terms of the Altitude package, I think this is such a good package to go for because you get a bunch of nice creature comforts like the heated seats, heated steering wheel. It looks awesome on the outside. and it won't break the bank. Like, this is, I mean, $50,000, I know it's a lot of money, but compared to a lot of other new vehicles, that is pretty dang affordable. And then from a driving perspective, this does drive slightly different compared to the Grand Cherokee, but it's not that much of a difference. The biggest benefit with going for this, frankly, is the fact that you get the third row. Now, obviously, the storage space behind the third row is a lot smaller than the storage space behind the second row in a regular Grand Cherokee. But if you fold down the third row, then you're pretty much the same, a little bit more in this. So basically, and my parking space was stolen. It's funny. If you want the Jeep Grand Cherokee experience, but you want it in a third row lifestyle, that's what this gives you. And I guess RIP Dodge Durango, because yeah, Jeeps are cooler. That's gonna sum things up for our video here on this Grand Cherokee L Altitude. And with that said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Mailer, Dodge Ram, Jeep Craftsman here in Provo for giving me some time with this Grand Cherokee. Check out the info in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Ryan. I'll see ya.